Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This is my life behind the mic, and I'm back with another video. Today's video is going to be all about how I ended up joining ROTC at the age of 30. So, I know I haven't been on here in a while, and you guys can obviously see why. This is one of the reasons. I want to start by saying I actually enrolled in college, which led me to enrolling in the U.S. Army ROTC. And I didn't enroll by myself. I actually enrolled with my wife, so she's also in Army ROTC with me, and it's been quite the experience. So I want to highlight all the points though about being 30 joining ROTC, because I myself am 30. I just turned 30 this year. My wife's not 30. She'll be 30 in a while, but this is all the problems that, or all the good things that come with being 30 and joining Army ROTC. So first off, I want to start by saying that you're going to need to do a lot more exercise than you probably already do, unless you know you're somebody that's very active as a 30-year-old. So by that I mean the first day of PT. So in Army ROTC they have PT as well, and it's 3 days a week or 4 days a week. It's optional if you're not contracted, but it's mandatory if you're contracted, and you have to show up from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. And the first day we got to PT, they made us run about 3 miles. Me, as a 30-year-old that hasn't been too active in the past, I'll say 4 years, due to me having children, and you know, I've been active because of my children, but I haven't been as active as in athleticism. So they had us run 3 miles, and I was completely tired. Like, I was gone. I didn't know how I could even do that. Like, I obviously didn't finish when everybody else finished, but you know, I made sure I kicked it out. They had to wait on me for sure, but I will advise you to make sure you're in somewhat of a decent shape. And if you're not, it's okay, because you're there so that they can whoop you into shape. I'll say you kind of have a different perspective over everybody else if nobody else in your class is like around your age. Like, somebody else in my class, there's a couple people in my class that have children and families, but you know, they may not be my age and have the, you know, experience I have in life. So I'll say you have to find a decent balance when it comes to family and when it comes to ROTC. You know, you kind of have to maneuver around everything. So I will say it's not too much of a huge commitment unless you make it, because there's opportunities for you to make it like a big commitment. Like, if you have the time, you know, I definitely recommend everybody take those opportunities. But if you don't have the time, you kind of have to balance it out. So some of those opportunities be in different camps, staying later in class to go over certain things. Like, sometimes we would have to pick up our son, and they would say, stay later if you want to learn how to do this and learn how to do that. And we would be like, oh man, we gotta go pick up our son from school. So I would just say, you know, if you don't have you know, big family support where you can be like, okay, this person's gonna go get the kids, or that person can do this or that while I'm in ROTC, then you gotta kind of maneuver around it. So you might not get to go to those extra practices, but it's okay, you can practice on your own. Everything they teach you in ROTC is online through this portal that they have, and I'm not gonna say the name of it because I don't know if I'm supposed to. And this video is not affiliated with the U.S. Army in any way. This is just my opinion and my perspective on ROTC. But yeah, it's online through our portal as cadets. You can see all the lesson plans, everything on there. So if you're in ROTC, you know what I'm talking about. yeah, I'll definitely say just get your physical aspect down, get your scheduling down, see how it's going to work out, because obviously if you're an ROTC, you're also in school. So that's another thing that you have to balance with ROTC and having a family. At the age of 30, you're in school as well, so you have to keep up with your grades, because to be in the program you have to keep a certain grade point average, and it's a lot. I will say it's a lot, so you got to make sure you're on point with everything. One thing I will say ROTC has been for me is motivating, because before I joined, I was already thinking about going to the military, me and my wife both. And you know, it's just been a very big motivation for me to keep going, because in ROTC there's, like I said, different opportunities. You can even contract while you're in ROTC to go to the military, which means you're committing yourself to the military once you finish ROTC, because some people join the class and, you know, they just want to join it for to see what it's like, or, you know, the experience. But most people join it because they know they're going to go to the military. Obviously, once you get out of ROTC, you're enlisting, or you're not enlisting, but you're going in as a higher rank, which is, I want to say, second lieutenant, and you'll be an officer in whatever ROTC branch you join. So if you're in Navy or ROTC, you'll be an officer in the Navy. If you're in the Air Force ROTC, you'll be an officer in the Air Force. And Army, same thing. So with being an officer comes higher pay, a little bit more respect. But I mean, from what I've heard from enlisteds, the respect part is kind of, but we'll talk about that in a different video. Yeah, I'll say it's been a good journey, man. It's been a cool journey. It's been stressful trying to keep up with everything, but you know, we have goals that we want to achieve, and ROTC kind of puts them right in your face. Like it's especially when your goal is to enlist in the military or be in the military. They have a program which is called Simultaneous Membership Program, which is what I'm going for, which allows you to be in the military at the same time that you're in ROTC. With that, you're only in the reserves or the National Guard. You're not per se active duty, but you can apply for that as soon as your sophomore year. So, you know, next year I'll be right in there. But yeah, you can apply for that, and you'll get the benefits of being in the reserves of the National Guard, and also that comes with, like, you know, they pay for your schooling, or they help pay for your schooling. You get you may have been awarded a scholarship, and with that scholarship comes a stipend for books, or like a monthly stipend to help you get through school. There's all type of benefits when you look into the military stuff, but this video is not that. This video is just talking about me as a 30-year-old. So yeah, I don't really think that I have too much else to say besides just make sure that if you're 30 and you're going into ROTC, you have a good plan. Enjoy your time there. Look out for the younger people, you know, keep their heads on straight, and just communicate with your sergeants or your sergeant majors or whoever is teaching your class, because I'm pretty sure at the age of 30 you have a lot more responsibilities than a lot of people in class, so a lot more things can come up. Take care of your health, make sure you're, like I said, in shape, and yeah, that's pretty much all I got. It's pretty short, simple video. That's all, folks.